Hey, what's up, universe? It is 10:14 p.m. on Wednesday, May 10th, 2023. Holy crap, what a day. I am going to try to recap everything. I might leave some things out just because there was so much that happened. Let's start in the chronological order. It was an amazing day. Today was incredible. Okay, let's go through this. So I get to the venue and I'm walking in, like, they have it blocked off so like the Ubers can't, unless the Uber driver knows how to, they can't necessarily get down to the location. So I get dropped off at like this intersection and there's a gentleman in front of me who's getting out of a car and he's being dropped off too. So like we end up walking together, right? And we chat and I see he's wearing a shirt that says Sweet Hawk on it. Now, for those of you that don't know, which is probably most of you, Zendesk, like I said, has a marketplace for apps, and SweetHawk is a vendor, right? So they're a professional partner with Zendesk. So SweetHawk has a number of different apps in the Zendesk marketplace, and they're really good. They're really good apps. So I'm talking to him, and I'm like, oh, and I'm like listening to him, and I'm like, oh, hey man, are you the guy in the videos? Because he sounds. This is so bad. This is so bad. Because he sounds like the guy in the videos, right? The same accent, right? And I was just thinking, oh, well, maybe, like it would make sense perhaps that the guy that does the videos is going to, Zendesk Relate. So he chuckles and he goes, no, he goes, that's a colleague of mine. He's like, but we all sound the same. And so I chuckle at that and I'm like, I was like, that's me being, I'm sorry about that, man. He goes, it's no problem. And he chuckles, And so anyway, we chat some more. We get to the venue, which is just, down the street, just a little further. And, he takes my contact information on LinkedIn. So we hook up on LinkedIn, but I don't see like his invite right away. So I see it in like the middle of the day or so. And I'm like, it's the CEO of SweetHawk. And I'm like, like, of course it is. Anyway, I run into this guy, Tom Hall, I'm pretty sure. I know his name's Tom. I'm pretty sure it's Tom Hall. A few times throughout the day, and we chat, He's so humble. Dude is so humble. I sent him a message when I saw that he was the CEO, and I was like, dude, that's even more embarrassing. I'm so sorry. And he's like, no problem, man. He's like, look, it's just the title. He's like, we're all just out here trying to make stuff work, man. So he was just so humble. And even later on when I saw him again, I apologized again. The guy just has a great energy about him. And that's another thing I'm going to talk about real quick too. The energy of this event, like I'm sensitive. I can pick up a lot of energy, you know what I mean? But like this, and there was 300-400 people maybe, at this event. I mean, you got to think about all the people that were just working the event too. Like, so there 400 some odd people. Anyway, point is that I was checking in with myself throughout the day and I felt good. Like I didn't feel any weird energy. There wasn't like, it just felt clean and pretty like clear. And it was just really good. It was really good. So I met the CEO of SweetHawk. So that was awesome. Super cool. Super humble guy. Then, there's the keynote, which was like at the very beginning, and there's all this stuff that they're releasing and talking about. A lot of it's around AI, and just like new functionality, cool stuff that's coming out, like just really cool things. I won't go on about that. There's cool stuff that they're going to bring to the table inside of Zendesk. So I'm excited about that for sure. And then let's see. So then I ran into Logan, right? Who, again, I like to call him the account rep that I had. And it was great meeting him. I love this guy. I love everybody at Zendesk that I've met so far. Everybody seriously that I've ever worked with across like the last 5 years. They've all been amazing. I have a special affinity, like Logan. I don't know. I really like him, and Drew and Nicole too. Like Logan, I think because of the role I had and the relationship that we had, it was just really endearing to me to see him and hug him. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, a special relationship to me. So I appreciated seeing him very, very much, and it was cool because like I saw him yesterday, and I didn't mention this in my video yesterday, but he's like, yeah, man. He's like, so, like he was talking about, he knew that I had left the role he knew that I was leaving, or that I had left, I told him. And, he was like, yeah, he's like, I'm gonna hook you up with this guy. He's like, you were the first person I thought of. He's got a friend or somebody he knows that's like, I believe, setting up like a Zendesk consulting firm or something like that. And like, so there's a contact that I made that way. And then, so I'm excited about that. And then, this is crazy. There was like these breakout sessions, right? So I went to another one on AI, right? And I got to ask a question, I have questions. And after that breakout session, 2 individuals, Ken and Tina, like approached me like right away. And they're like, hey, do you care if we like interview you? And I'm like, okay. They're like, yeah, like we both have like YouTube channels, and like, we want to talk to people about like AI and like, other types of things, like just kind of like the pitfalls of it, or like just your thoughts and everything. And I'm like, yeah, man, I'll talk about whatever. Because I'm like, I've got my own personal projects that I'm doing around AI. I was like, but I don't want to monopolize anything. Like, whatever. Yeah, sure. Let's talk. So they hook up a mic, to me, and like, Tina's recording this. Ken is like interviewing me. It's probably like a 5-minute like session. Asking me things about like, do I feel like, is AI overhyped? Like, what are maybe some of the implications? Or I honestly forget. Like, Ken asked me questions, and then I just started talking, and then I would be like, I'm not even sure I answered your question. He's like, no, it was good. So I don't remember the questions entirely. And then I got to talk to Tina, because she was interested in my personal projects, and so I was telling Ken and Tina about, the work I've been doing around my language and processing this stuff and all of this kind of thing. And then like Tina is interested like as well in similar things, around like AI and having similar questions. And so like I made these connections, like they approached me, and I was like, what is going on? And then what else, man? Like, there was just all these people. I'm trying to think. Oh, yeah. Then I'm talking to like Nicole later on, and this other woman from Zendesk comes up, and she's like, hey, and she's looking at me, she's like, would you mind, being interviewed by Zendesk about what would you think was awesome about Relate, and like what brought you out here, and this kind of thing. And I was like, okay, totally, like I'll totally do this. They didn't interview everybody, you know what I mean? So I was just kind of like, what's going on? So I go upstairs, and they like put some makeup on me, like they prep me, like they're interviewing people. So they do this to like most of the people they're interviewing, but I'm just kind of like, okay, like I've never been through this kind of process before. And it was great. That was a quick little interview too. And I was like, again, I'm like, what is going on? But yeah, just these connections that were made, and just talking to people and sharing space in the conversations, and again, just the energy of people. And I was talking to this other user group leader that was out there, Dan, and it is like everybody since we're all out there for the same reason, like there's no need to explain things as far as like what's what. Everybody understands pain points. Everybody understands how things work. Like there's this completely common understanding. And so the energy was just so pleasant. Like it was, I think it's difficult for me to feel as centered as I felt all day in the environment that I was in, given the amount of people. I was like, whoa. And then just the relationships too, the connections. I was like, I still have to unpack this. Like I literally just got back to my room. Like I probably started this video 10 minutes after I got back to my room. But yeah, just talking to everybody, and I keep raising the same question to Zendesk about the developer users group and developing apps and not wanting to disrupt the marketplace or relationships, professional partnerships. Like I'm really keen on this, and everybody that I talk to is like, it's a good point. It's really interesting. And so like, I don't expect anybody to have the answer. I think I mentioned that before, but like, I can at least for sure say that I've spoken to a lot of people at Zendesk. So I feel like I've kind of CYA'd, covered my ass, raised it up the flagpole. Anyway, man, what else? But yeah, there was just a good group of people out there. Yeah. So I just wanted to capture that. I feel like there's more. I really do. But yeah, like so interesting. I did meet a woman out there, and we chatted and hung out. We saw each other a couple of times, and then towards the end of the event, we hung out. And she works for a company that does like what was it, communities, like support communities, like dance studios and like some other places that are kind of like niche like industries, but like community supported, and like I don't feel like I'm gonna be able to do it justice, and now I'm forgetting the name of the company. Anyway, the whole point that I'm making with this particular conversation that I've been thinking about, that's kind of funny because it relates to energy and intention and how I felt when I said what I'm about to tell you to her. Because she was just like, she's like, we probably can't afford you. She's like, I'd love to have like a dedicated developer like resource, She's like, so how much would you take, and like how much would you like, and then how much would you accept? And I'm like, well, I'd like 250 and I'll accept 180. And she's like, yeah, we can't do that. And I was like, but I checked in with myself about how did that feel, you know what I mean? Because that's really what it comes down to, man. It's not about ego. It's not even about the numbers. It's about how it felt. And I was like, that rolled right out of me. You know what I mean? It rolled right out of me. So I was like, that's awesome. That's awesome. I feel that. Like that doesn't feel like a stretch to me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, no, dude, like that, just laying it down like that. And it just came out. I'm like, all right. And it totally was clear with me. So I just want to capture that, just because that's all that matters, is the feeling. That's all I care about. So I just find that I find it interesting. So, but yeah, anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video because I still need to sit with this myself. I'm just so grateful. So grateful. Like, this has been an incredible trip just in like 14 hours, you know what I mean? Like, the thing started at like 8, so maybe 14 hours tops. In 14 hours, like, so much unfolded. It was crazy. So anyway, I'm going to sit with that. All right, I love you guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being part of this journey. Thanks for all your support and your love. And yeah, thanks for just I'm just taking it in. I'm receiving all of that love and that support, and I'm cheesing about it because it feels good, and I'm just being grateful. Thank you. All right, I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.